EPA WA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for the weekend, January 25th and 26th, 2020. For your Saturday, we have this rainstorm that's going to be moving through our region, and because it's almost at a north-south orientation, kind of 11 to 5 p.m. here if you want to be technical, but it's going to be moving through rather slowly this morning, and we'll have some enhanced rainfall because of this low pressure forming right along it. So you're going to have some not only heavy rain, but we're going to have some high winds as this moves through. But the good news is this is not going to last the entire day. So if you do have evening plans, they will not be affected. It looks like everything gets done here by late afternoon at the latest in our far northern, northeastern areas. Portions of our coverage area will be for northern New Jersey and then the far northeastern corner of northeast PA here. Now, speaking of northeast PA, and those northern areas, they will have some ice to deal with this morning. I don't think this is going to be an all-day thing either. You're going to, once warm air advects at the surface, you're going to have the temperatures warm sufficiently to get you above freezing. Some of the projections we saw out there were very high for this system, and our projections stood as called yesterday for the ice map projections. We have not changed that because we don't think it's going to be as ludicrous of amounts that we were seeing out there as some were projecting, but and some models are projecting, quite frankly. But they have taken a serious step back with that. So this is going to move through, through the early afternoon and with the heaviest, and then we start tapering off the showers during the rest of the afternoon, like a 2 to 5, or a little earlier, further southwest, a little later northeast. But generally in the middle here, like a 2 to 5 window where it just tapers the showers, and then it ends completely. And then this system pulls up into New England, and that's their problem at that point. Here's the NAM high-res future simulated radar starting off at 7 a.m. A lot of you will be raining, and there will be some freezing rain at the onset. Again, higher elevations especially, we'll see the most out of this. Generally, 0.005 to 0.15 is what we're having for totals up here. The very highest peaks, though, like Mount Pocono, for example, is close to 2,000 feet in elevation. You could see some of those particular areas go over that 0.15 threshold up to a quarter inch, but that would be the highest and very hyperlocal, very isolated. Okay, so most areas, higher elevations, will see that freezing rain. You're going to have the rain moving in here. But it's not just going to move in this direction like this. It's coming in, this whole line is moving off. It is moving off to the north like that, but it's going to be very slow to do so because it's oriented like this, okay? Like at 11 p.m. or, 11 o'clock and 5 o'clock kind of axis here. All right, so there's going to be some heavy rain embedded with this. And with that heavy rain as it moves off to the north and east, you can see these brighter colors indicating that. Of course, freezing rain continuing further north. This is now looking at 10 a.m. and this continues off to the north with a heavy rain moving across eastern Pennsylvania and then New Jersey. And then it finally lifts off and tapers to showers again during the mid to late afternoon hours. And then that's it. Okay. As far as the wind's concerned, there's going to be some very high winds with that heavy rain also. So when the heavy rain's coming down, you'll have some wind gusts that are going to be accelerating as it heads off to the north and east. You can see some of these gusts here are approaching 50 miles per hour. So some 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts with this particular line. It won't be the entire morning, but when that heavy rain is coming down, you'll have the opportunity to see some very gusty winds for an hour or two until that passes. But look, as soon as it stops, you go from a lot to nothing in literally an hour. And then you have single-digit winds back here. So it's going to drop off pretty dramatically as soon as the rain stops and that line passes and we start to subside with the rainfall. So after that point, the wind is done. The system's going to pull away. We are up into New England here, and then we'll call it partly to mostly cloudy here on Monday, especially for our northern areas because we have a front off to our north. Doesn't have any precipitation with it or very little, maybe a flurry up further north, but that's about it. And then on Monday, we have a system off to our south that's going to keep the same thing, partly to mostly cloudy skies in the region as well, with this being in close proximity, but that should remain south as well. So we're expecting dry days both both Sunday and Monday, but partly to mostly cloudy skies both days. And temperatures a little bit warmer yet here on Sunday, but going back down to either side of 40 here for Monday. We get a gradual decrease by the time we get into Tuesday because we see a little bit of a miniature trough kind of digging in here with temperatures that are just near to slightly above average through the end of the week, it looks like. But we are going to be dry Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, expecting partly cloudy skies through that entire period. Once we get to Friday, we're going to start paying attention to a few things here. And I don't want to get too far with this, but we have two systems. We have a northern stream system that's back here, and you have a southern stream system that's down here in the Gulf. So the two of these could come together and produce something along the coast here. It is too early to determine that, and I don't want to get too far into this run here because this is the European model, and it showed a big snowstorm across our region here. How these two interact and the timing of which will determine whether or not we can get something thread the needle, which would be the following weekend, February 1st, February 2nd timeframe. So we'll monitor that period closely. We listed it as a long-range signal in our long-range outlook yesterday. And actually had it the week before also, just kind of continued it. But it still is there. We still have a pretty strong signal, but a signal that does not necessarily equal snowstorm. So we will cross that bridge when we get there. We're going to monitor that throughout the week and update, of course, as necessary here in the daily forecast and daily forecast video. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchich. That is your outlook for the weekend, January 25th and 26th, 2020. Have a great Saturday and Sunday.